Hey, what's up, everybody? Mike Lindsley back with you. It is 9 minutes here with me on IGTV, Facebook, and YouTube. Make sure that you do get down here to Rosie's Corner. That's where I'm sitting right now for Syracuse game day, as you can order any pizza wing combination and get a free 2 liter of orange soda. Certainly go orange. We hope they take out Clemson today. Remember what happened a couple years ago in the Carrier Dome, although Syracuse looking a little shaky last week against Maryland. But it's a new day, it's a new week, and off we go. So make sure you come on down to Rosie's for themed foods all week long per day. You've got the Taco Tuesday, Wednesday pork, Fish Friday was yesterday, and each and every Friday where you can get your coleslaw or mac and cheese on the side with that fish. All right, I want to dive into week 2, however, of the National Football League and some games to watch. I'm going to give you some scores and some storylines to watch, and I'm going to start right away with the Bills and the New York Football Giants. It's crazy stuff that the Bills start the first 2 games down in the Meadowlands. Last week took care of the Jets in comeback form, and now they go back to take on Eli Manning, Saquon Barkley, and the New York Football Giants. I think that this game is actually going to be a little bit more nip and tuck than a lot of other people. I watched a video with Adam Shine. He thinks the Bills are just going to roll them. He thinks this is the beginning of the end for the Giants season. He thinks this is the beginning and the end of Eli Manning's career. I'm not going to go that far. And Adam, of course, is a Giants supporter, but he's neutral in terms of covering the NFL. I'm going to take the Bills in this game 17-16. I know that's going to seem a little wild to some Bills fans, but I think it's going to be a little sloppy in the beginning. And any game in the NFL where it's just all on overload to one side, they're better here, they're better there, their roster's better collectively. The quarterback is somebody who you'd rather have. I think you'd rather have Allen than Eli Manning, frankly, right now, even though Eli had a pretty good game last week against Dallas. It was not his problem. He threw for 300-plus yards and a touchdown, pretty good completion ratio as well. But when everything is stacked on one side, it also worries the hell out of me in this league, because that means that the other team is just kind of out there with nothing to lose. And when those things happen, you see last week where Seattle, it was all loaded up on their side. They only beat the Cincinnati Bengals by 1 point, 21-20. We've seen it happen all the time in the NFL where it's stacked way against another team, and away we go. The game goes completely in the opposite direction. Frankly, look at last week. Was there any one game that was set up for anybody more than the Cleveland Browns up against the Tennessee Titans? You take a look at that game. Cleveland was home. Tennessee comes in there with inferior roster spots in pretty much every area, and Cleveland was anointed the AFC North champs by 1 million people. They're on the cover of 1 million magazines, including Sports Illustrated. They laid a proverbial egg. Not only did they lay an egg, they got absolutely housed in that game. So that's all I'm saying. You got to be careful in the NFL when things are stacked one way. I am going to take Buffalo here, though, 17-16. Let's go Minnesota Vikings and Green Bay Packers. I absolutely cannot wait for this football game. You're looking at Everson Griffin. You're looking at Linval Joseph. You're looking at a big-time rush of the Minnesota Vikings up front defensively. And I think they have a pretty darn good team when you take a look at Dalvin Cook running the football and then all of those play-action options that Kirk Cousins has. And frankly, he can go back and wing it anyway without a run game. That's how good this offense is. I think this team's very balanced. They're very well coached with Mike Zimmer. They're deep and they're versatile. This team can hurt you in a lot of different ways, and I think their special teams are wildly underrated. I'm going to take, though, the Green Bay Packers in this game. 23-20. The spread is pretty close. I'm going to go Green Bay at home here, 23-20, just because it's Lambeau and it's Aaron Rodgers. I just very rarely pick against the Green Bay Packers when they are home and Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback. When you have a look at this Vikings team, though, the key is going to be, third downs, extending the chains, and getting that defense after Aaron Rodgers. There's no question that the offense is able to put up points in terms of the Minnesota Vikings. You look at Kyle Rudolph. You look at Thielen. You have a look here at Stephon Diggs running and stretching the defense. This Minnesota Vikings team is really good. I think this game is going to be very, very competitive, and I can't wait until these two teams meet later in the season, because I think a playoff berth or a division crown could very well be on the line. I picked the Minnesota Vikings to win the division in 2019. Let's keep it rolling here with 2 other games that I have my eye on. The Seattle Seahawks going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh got rolled in week 1 against the New England Patriots, 33-3. You have a look now at this game. Fighting adversity, backs against the wall, Big Ben, Tomlin. They've been here before. This team, you can't go 0-2 this league. You go 0-3 in this league, and you're pretty much shot. But Pittsburgh here, they're in a position where if they can win this game and bounce back a little bit, the season could be saved. I think this is a must-win for Pittsburgh, especially the way they looked looked in week one. I don't think Pittsburgh is as bad as they looked in week one. I just think New England's that good. I think New England's that dominant. I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers at home, getting in the win column for the first time in 2019, 27-23. One thing to keep in mind, too, by the way, is, and Tony Kornheiser said this, and I couldn't agree with him more, while you get rid of the headaches in terms of Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell, you do have a lot of production that you need to make up. I mean, regardless, everybody would agree that Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell are absolute douchebags. But the thing is, while they're douchebags, there's still production there. How are you going to make up that production? Now, James Conner's done a lot of it as a running back, but this is the time to shine for Juju Smith-Schuster. He's in a next man up situation. You're talking about 1,000 to 1,400 yards receiving and about 1,000 to 1,200 yards on the ground. That's a ton of production. That's a lot of red zone production. That's a lot of third down advancement that's gone from your team, and I just think it's a tough thing, to kind of try to make that up. But I think that they do get it done this week. I love Devin Bush. I love the defense. I love a lot of things that they're going to be able to do this year. Again, I don't think Pittsburgh was as bad as they showed in week one. I just think New England is that good, and I expect a Seattle team flying across the country. Tough atmosphere in the Steel City. Give me the Steelers 27-23. Final game of the week that I'm keeping my eye on, it's the LA Rams and the New Orleans Saints. This is going to be a game full of offensive weapons, from Drew Brees to Jared Goff to Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas, over to Cooper Kupp, Brandon Cooks, and Robert Woods. Phenomenal stuff, and star power on defense as well, led by Aaron Donald, the best player on the defensive side of the football in the NFL. A lot of people think he's the best player, period. I'm going to go LA Rams 38-35 in this game. I think it's going to be nip and tuck all the way. I expect a lot of touchdowns. I expect a lot of trickery, play action, and all the rest, with Sean Payton playing that chess match up against Sean McVay in this game. Now, look, New Orleans is a completely different team on the road. Having said that, LA Rams, this isn't really their home stadium yet. This isn't their home field yet. So I look at this game, again, flip the coin, see what happens. And I think both offenses will be rolling, but I can't wait for this game. Rams-Saints, I'm going to go 38-35 LA, 27-23 Steelers over the Seahawks. Packers take care of the Vikings 23-20. And the Bills, 17-16 against the New York Football Giants. And look, you need to stack the box against Saquon Barkley. And again, one more thought on that game. How many more games does Eli Manning have in him to go off and go win one? Look, he went for over 300 last week. The rest of the team fell apart. He still has a little bit left in him. I would have moved on from him a long time ago, obviously. Neither here nor there. He's still there. He doesn't appear to be the big problem. The defense is absolute Swiss cheese. They have injuries galore. Shepard's gone tomorrow. They lost Coleman in the preseason. They traded out Odell Beckham Jr. They traded Landon Collins. Giants are a total shit show. I would have moved on from Eli Manning. Neither here nor there. He's still the quarterback. He can still put up 300-yard games. Buffalo needs to be wary of that. Get to him early. Stack the box. Stop Barkley. Buffalo should win that game if they do those couple of things. One game that I'm not really caring as much about is the Week 2 matchup that basically the schedule makers put on Monday Night Football, the overhyped Cleveland Browns against the New York Jets down in New Jersey. Well, guess what? Sam Darnold is trapped in his apartment with IVs and trying to get drink water and liquid to remove that mononucleosis. Look, it was going to be Baker Mayfield against Sam Darnold. Now it's not. I couldn't care less. Travis Simeon, the quarterback for the Jets. Baker's in there for the Browns. I expect Cleveland to win, but it just doesn't have the star power and the quarterback matchup power that it once did because of mono that Sam Darnold is battling through. Thanks for watching 9 Minutes with me here from Rosie's Corner. I'm Mike Lindsley, YouTube, Facebook, and, of course, IGTV. Make sure you get down here today, all day for Syracuse Clemson. The special is a free 2-liter of orange soda if you order any pizza wing combination. Plus, you can stop by, get hot and cold subs, entrees, you name it, and take some dessert to go as well. The cannolis are ridiculously great, and the cookies are to die for. Great job by Jason, Jody, and the gang here at Rosie's Corner, Route 11 in Brewerton, in front of the Brewerton Bridge. Get on down here to the official pizza shop of the ML Sports Platter. Enjoy all the football today and tomorrow, and as I tell you, always enjoy the games.